This is a picture. And I didn't like what I saw when people lose their resources, how nasty people can become. And now we have peak of everything. According to Richard Heinberg, there's one of these researchers that researches the oil peak and so on. And he was recently here, and Rodney gave the talk in Oil River. I don't know if he had been. Yes, somewhere there. I think some of you I saw. But anyhow, he wrote a new book, Peak Everything. Everything is peaking now. The water, we have eroded so much of our soil, and scientists and experts talking of coming food shortages. And you look at the grain reserves. In my lifetime, grain reserves were always globally around 6 months. Guess how low it is now? Then it was weeks, and now it's 17 days. Australia, you can forget them in future. And I don't understand, this week on the radio I heard so many Kiwis emigrate to Australia. Good luck. I know this country. I studied the salination over there and the water situation. They will be all here, and we had some visitors from Australia, very clever guy. He said, we will all be here. We will be feeding off New Zealand. We will need water and everything. They dig big holes over there to get any ore out there to be able to buy the food from all over the world. Doesn't look good for them compared to New Zealand. I think they will be back soon, those Kiwis. Give them another 7-8 years. We're very lucky. Maracana is becoming a bit of a coffee society out there now. Daily I get the scraps from one cafe and one restaurant. And we feed it to pigs and chooks and ducks and so on, because they used to dump this in the landfill. And you can imagine the methane coming off from the landfill. This is a no-no. We have such poor soils in New Zealand, and we send out the nutrients from the people too, out into the ocean. We eutrophiate, we over-fertilize the oceans, and NASA is calling these areas dead zones now. You can photograph them. I have got them on the website of NASA. How eutrophication kills all marine life. And practically it's everywhere.
The oceans are becoming acid.
Yeah, that's another thing, acidification of the ocean. It doesn't absorb CO2 then anymore. It is serious. It's actually a domino effect now, because methane coming from the Arctic Circle, it's melting up there, the permafrost, and the tundra, I've seen it myself, and then the trees are all, they call them trunk-on trees, they fall over, roads disappear, it's all getting mushy and soft, and what happens then? Massive amount of methane coming off. That's on top of our anthropocentric methane production.
What about these cutting down of trees? As the trees die, so they release a lot of carbon dioxide.
Yes, the sequestration was mentioned by Trish. We are very poor in actually putting the carbon back into the soil. We have systems, good systems. We just have to educate the people. And we're very performing appalling here, actually, very appalling in New Zealand, because our forestry with the radiata pine industry. I've got so many figures at home, statistics, I'm shocked. You know, I teach in Europe now in the best universities on sustainability, and each time I was attending a session by a professor that was talking about soils, guess what they use as worst example now in erosion? New Zealand pictures. King Country, after Cyclone Paul, horrendous photograph. And they say, look at those Kiwis down there, they managed to ruin all their soils in 150 years. So we are the bad example now. And then I looked at statistics. Yes, New Zealand is leading now the world in soil erosion. We're leading. And we're leading somewhere else in household rubbish. 2 kilograms per person, per capita.
We're the worst for CO2.
Yeah, Australia is even worse
No,
with
but for
CO2.
per capita.
Okay. Yeah, per capita, of course, we're only 4 million. It's maybe a little bit misleading, but it's a fact. But we have to get honest. Instead of selling ourselves always as clean and green, we are still the most beautiful country. We don't have to lie. But what I find an incredible stumbling block, not only in New Zealand in general, but here it's quite strong, is the denial culture. Not us and forget it. She will be all right, mate. Don't worry, mate. Boy, we better get real and start working. And we have everything going for us. Sorry?
I said the whole of the country will look in the mirror and they will know. Now is the time.
Yes. Oh, we are still. Yeah. Good. I just want to show a hopeful picture again. Not only the Titanic, but focus on this lifeboat. That's what permaculture is trying to do for the last 35 years. Teach people how to build lifeboats. And, you know, look after ourselves, look after our communities, look after the planet. We only have one. And it can be done. Let's say biodiversity and learn the most needed skills. Growing food, building a healthy house for you, just basic skills actually. But they are lost because we gave everything to experts. And worse, we're completely dominated now by a bureaucracy that has got no common sense, doesn't allow common sense, because then we wouldn't need bureaucrats. If we would have common sense, we wouldn't need police and a police state. And we wouldn't be called terrorists, you know, by doing sensible things. Like, I was shocked. We attended the Eco Show in Taupo, and one of the two best permaculture teachers in Taupo got raided on the Monday at 5 o'clock in the morning and as terrorists. I mean, it's ridiculous. Of course they are not. But a state or an empire or a nation is becoming desperate, like the United States. They can only govern with fear. And I think we should not allow this to happen in this country here. And for us it was an interesting thing because I was teaching Tuhoi people sustainable living down the Uruvera, and Trish was there too once. And they actually came to Rainbow Valley Farm in Maracana and built a pizza oven. So I had connections with the Tuhoi. So am I a terrorist because I was paid by the government to do that? Isn't that ridiculous? Sure, I did talk to Tamaiti, and he's a bit of a wild man when you look at him, but he's actually intelligent. And the people are wonderful people. So don't fear Tuhoi. I tell you, they are wonderful, warm-hearted, incredibly hospitable people. So careful with propaganda. Yes. Any more questions? Good. What can I help a bit more in detail, perhaps? Where do you want to start living more sustainable? Tell me, and maybe I can help you if you're stuck somewhere. Yes, please.
I believe there's a website for people who want to share stuff they want to give away. Does anyone know what it is?
Yes. What's it called? Freestyle.
Yeah. The ARC has got a website when you have something that you want to help others. But you know, locally here, the Home Builder is a fantastic organization. Home builders, we know them for 20 years because our neighbors have been in the home building system for a long time. If you have anything to spare to help, contact them because they need a lot of help, like the hospice. But this Home Builder is actually an organization where they help people or families that have gone to pieces. So maybe accidents or something mishap in the family, something, or alcohol, or even down with incest and everything, you know. Horrible cases, but they are very good.
That's the website, freecycle.org.
Oh, that's the one,
I
yeah.
think it's .org. If it's not .org, it's not
Exactly.
And there's another one as well for businesses who have stuff they don't need anymore, and I just
Renew,
is it?